Hello there, good people. Welcome to It's a Shaw Thing. I'm your host, Rob Shaw, here to talk a little fantasy football. Week 7 almost now in the books. Time to discuss some of the players moving up and some moving in the wrong direction. We start off at the quarterback position, and what a second half by Alex Smith, the former #1 pick overall from Utah. It was fantastic for the San Francisco 49ers, keeping them in the game against the Houston Texans. He threw for 206 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a big interception down the stretch, but a big enough performance you have to think that he is going to get the chance to start next weekend. And also Michael Crabtree, Vernon Davis, there are some playmakers now in San Francisco. Now a quarterback moving in the wrong direction. He's been moving in the wrong direction for a while. His name is Derek Anderson. I can't imagine he's going to start much longer. 12 out of 29, that's barely 40% on the completion rate for him. He threw for 99 yards with an interception, no touchdowns to be found there. And unlike the situation where they won 6-3 against the Bills, this one was a loss for the Cleveland Browns. Next up, we move to the running back position, and it looks like Shonn Greene is going to get a chance to get some playing time for the New York Jets. Leon Washington broke his fibula. More on that tomorrow, but for now we talk about Mr. Greene. It's the right color for those Jets. He ran for 19 carries, 144 yards with 2 touchdowns, almost as impressive as Thomas Jones. I have to imagine that Shonn Greene's going to get a chance to play a lot for the remainder of the season. Get to know him quickly. Next up, Matt Forte. It's been a huge disappointment. He was the rookie last season. This year, he's been a bust for the Chicago Bears. Just 24 yards rushing the ball, 25 yards receiving the ball. Overall, just not enough to have much of a fantasy impact. Now, next weekend, he's going to have a nice matchup, so you're going to want to start him. All I'm going to say is you have to definitely make sure that there are no better options on your team, because this is not the same Matt Forte from last season. And then we finish up with wide receivers, and a guy who I said you must start proved me to be correct. His name is Miles Austin, and over the last 2 weeks, he's now had over 420 receiving yards. Unbelievable. Also, in 2 games, 4 touchdowns. Most recently, 171 yards against a decent Falcons defense. He had 2 touchdowns once again. Things are looking really good for Miles Austin. He's the #1 guy right now for Tony Romo, and he's not complaining about him concentrating too much on Jason Witten. The wide receiver moving in the wrong direction, well, it's Hines Ward. He was leading the NFL in receiving yards, and then he put up 1 reception for 3 yards. Is he that bad? No. But was he as good as he was? No, not either. So this is a guy who's not going to get 1,600 receiving yards, which is what he was on track on before this weekend. He's a guy who should be able to put up over 1,000 receiving yards. He's still a star player for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but simply his value hit a peak. Well, that's all for now, my friends. Tomorrow we'll talk a little more football, discussing some of the injury news and notes. Until then, have a good Monday.